Presenting the dazzling new Desire, the best and beyond.
Matt, I know you have the greatest and freshest intel from that RCB table, so why don't you start with this one?
Well, I saw an interesting quote actually from Mo Bobat last night where he was sort of explaining some of the decision making that RCB had made, where he said, let's be honest, we've never won the IPL and they've always basically gone with the strategy of spending a lot on a small number of players. And he said that it was their target this year was to try and have a more balanced squad with a bit more depth. And you can see that probably by the fact that I think Hazelwood is the second biggest salary in that squad behind Kohli, and he's only on 12.5 crore, which if you compare it to pretty much every other team, I think is an unusually low salary for your second highest paid player. I think the one thing that sort of stood out for me for RCB was that they were clearly trying quite hard to get a left-handed batter in the top order. If you think they bid up to about 11 or 12 crore, I think, on Pant. They didn't initially go for Padikkal and got him back pretty late, having also missed out on what Nitish Rana they went for and didn't get. And Venkatesh Iyer, obviously, they bid very aggressively for. So I would think that they would probably be disappointed not to have a sort of more powerful, maybe left-handed top order bat, a domestic player in there. But I think overall, I mean, the potential 11 of powerful batting of overseas players of Salt, David and Livingston all in there, it looks good. As always, I suppose the question is, are they going to take enough wickets? And with Hazelwood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar with the new ball, I guess that looks like a pretty potent new ball pairing.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting point. I looked at the squad overall now, and yes, normally RCB has splurged a lot of cash on 3 or 4 players, and then you'll have a lot of guys who come in at base price, and you're hoping they also fill in the rest of the pieces. But here, Matt's spot on. This is our potential 12. Kohli and Salt at the top is a very exciting prospect, but you could see why they wanted the lefty. Liam Livingston, I believe Andy Flower said yesterday at the auction, is going to bat 3. And Rajat Patidar at 4. We know Patidar is a spin hitter and takes them down, as does Livingston. Krunal Pandya picked up at 5.75 crore today. Jitesh Sharma, who could play the role of Dinesh Karthik and might even take the gloves ahead of Salt. They have 2 options there, 2 genuine options. Tim David, we put him in our first team. And there's Rasik Dar, Bhuvneshwar Kumar picked up at big money, thrilled for Bhuvi, and Josh Hazelwood also at 12.5 crore. Yash Dayal a retention, and they can play around with their spin options. We know that the Chinnaswamy often screams for a spinner with some heart. So Yash Sharma as a leggy, Swapnil Singh, who was part of the squad last year, as a left-arm spinner.
I was concerned after day one to where they were going, what their philosophy was, strategy was, but they've recovered well. Now they've got some sort of balance in their side. They've gotten some potency, with the new ball. They've got a couple of defensive options with also the ball. There's never been a question about RCB's batting. They've always been strong with their batting. And looking at that lineup, that top 7, it does look quite formidable with Tim David sort of locked in at number 7. So yeah, I think they've recovered well. And it'll be very interesting to see how they sort of approach, what sort of brand of cricket they're going to play, because we saw 2 different brands in last season. We saw the first half of the season where they were quite pedestrian with regards to the way they went about their batting, and then the second half of the season it was the polar opposite. They really took the game on and nearly took on the philosophy that Sunrisers had, and had that great run where they just missed out on finals.
Sriram.
I think they rely on new ball wickets. If a team comes through the first 6 overs unscathed, there's no wicket-taking options in the middle overs, and that's something that's hurt RCB big time. And then you're forced to bring back Bhuvi early, you're forced to bring back Hazelwood, and then that sort of creates a hole at the back end of the innings. So they rely on breaking the opening partnership and getting them 2 down, 3 down in the first 6. If a team comes through unscathed, 45 for no loss, you usually double your score at Chinnaswamy, where you are at the 12th over.
Yeah, I mean, they're lacking that attacking spinner again. They went for Chahal, didn't get him, but then they didn't really bid for any of the other spinners. There was Tikshana, Hasaranga, Zampa. They didn't even put in a bid for, I think, any of these players. So that was probably the one slightly confusing part of their strategy, that having gone for Chahal and tried to get him, did they not think that there was anybody else worth bidding for? Because now the spin attack is basically just Swapnil Singh, it looks like, and maybe
Krunal
Krunal Pandya.
Suyash Sharma and Krunal Pandya.
Yeah, but they don't have that elite, wicket-taking spinner really. And again, in terms of the bowling, I do think that again it's lacking a little bit of pace because Bhuvi and Hazelwood are very good with the new ball. But do you have that bowler who can bowl with real pace through the middle overs, bowl Yorkers at the death? Considering how much they spent on Hazelwood and Bhuvi, I do think that there are duos of bowlers that you can find at other teams that maybe are a bit more versatile. I would be interested to get Tom's take that they didn't RTM Siraj either. They didn't even raise the RTM card, and they went for 12.5 in the end for Hazelwood. Whereas Siraj, actually, if you look at his numbers, even last season had given them very good overs at the death.
They clearly went with a lot of RTMs and didn't want either Jacks or Siraj. I think even Jacks, we should remember how Akash Ambani went and walked and thanked the RCB management, which was a very unique gesture. But Tom, maybe just an opinion on that, on why they perhaps let go of some of their key players when they had the chance and the pulse to RTM?
Yeah, it would have made sense to match Mohammad Siraj. I would have thought, he's been part of the fabric there. He sort of has bowled at that venue on multiple occasions. He knows, how to get it right, and he also knows exactly where it goes wrong. He's had a good relationship with Kohli as well over that period of time. So I was surprised that, he wasn't brought back into the fold.
Let's get ratings. Sriram.
7.
Dustin?
6.5.
Tom?
6.5 for me.
Okay. Matt?
I'll go 7.
I think they actually recovered reasonably well. So for my good friend Andy Flower, I'm going to give him 7.5.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Presenting the dazzling new Desire, the best and beyond.